welcome back to my channel. Carrie here, Nosy Hausfrau, and we are back in the guest room. Subdued lighting, because it's been that kind of day. My husband is really sick. He's so sick that I did what I do whenever he gets really sick. I go to the store and I grab ingredients to make faux soup. He's faux sick. I make, and that's not faux, F-A-U-X, but it kind of is, because I'm really faking it when I make Vietnamese soup, but it's just so good. I made it with his favorite, the vermicelli rice noodles, broth. They sell these meatballs in the Asian market that I should put up a picture of, because some people have asked me how to make this, and it's so simple. The key is in the broth, of course. You want a chicken-based broth for this particular one that I make, but it's almost like a little bit of a more watered down broth. It's a light broth. So I use chicken stock and I kind of water it down until it tastes like that familiar taste. But you can make it any, concentration of chicken broth or stock that you want. You can even add a little bit of spices to that, a little Tabasco or something, sriracha, whatever you want to add to it. In this case I didn't, because my husband doesn't love that. I make myself spicy kimchi soup, by the way, when I'm getting a cold. But I made him this soup with the meatballs and his favorite, the cilantro sprouts. Sometimes you have to search a little bit for sprouts because a lot of people don't want to sell them. They're so inexpensive and they're easy to make. Like, you can actually have them sent to you in an envelope and just grow sprouts in a jar on your countertop. It's pretty easy. I'll link below to that, actually, because I think I've seen videos on that. So anyway, this was a day of running around, and then when I finally got done with everything and cleaning, I sat down and there were people doing live streams, and I was just enjoying them and went, oh gosh, I haven't vlogged. It's Vlogmas Day 9. Welcome! And one of the subjects I've been saying I was going to talk about is how to deal with introverted personalities. And when I say deal with, how to interact with in a way that's beneficial for everyone. And that will come up. Understanding introverts could be partially it too. I am not an introvert, but I'm married to someone who's kind of an introvert. And my son is an introvert. I'm what they call an extroverted introvert, I believe. The scientists still aren't sure. Jury's out on that one. But we'll get to that later. I think for the most part, compared to other people I know, I'm not very introverted. I definitely started vlogging because it's out of my comfort zone. This is the main topic I wanted to cover today. Going home for the holidays. I think there's something that we should gear up for some people. I have a lot of viewers who have less than stellar relatives, is the picture I've been getting. We've all had them. There's always one or two. Sometimes there's a gaggle. But in this case, I want to talk to people before you go home for the holidays, because I want to maybe say something that can inspire you to be in the right mindset about going home for the holidays when family relations are kind of difficult. There's no place like home for the holidays. And that's not necessarily a compliment. There's just no place like it. By the way, I'm sorry if I'm not looking right at you. I think I am now. Sorry. This is my iPhone that I'm using, my iPhone 7. So yeah, there's no place like home for the holidays, and I think a lot of people start to get anxiety. If you have social anxiety, sometimes families can exacerbate that. And I wanted people to keep some things in mind before you go home. It's just a brief visit. But also, don't go in defensive mode. If you do that, try going in with this mindset that everything will be okay. It'd be surprising how powerful that is. Everything will be okay, and you don't need to be on the defensive. If somebody tries to bait you, you don't have to take the bait. You can go and be completely healthy in your mindset and tell yourself, just remind yourself, you can only control your own behavior. You can't control the behaviors of others. You can't control what they think of you either. You can only try to put something positive out there. You can only be the person people should love. And I've said this to friends who've had breakups, and they're just like, what can I do? There's been a couple of friends over the years who've been devastated over breakups with a boyfriend. And my feeling is, you can only be the person they shouldn't have let go. That's all you can do. You have to learn to live with injustice. That's the other important life lesson. Not just learning to make your opinion the one that counts most. That's so important. But you're also going to learn, and this one I found more difficult for myself, and that is learning to deal with injustice. Just letting go. I really fully understand at age 50 what it means to let go of certain things. Not just because there's nobody left to be mad at because they're all dead, but in general, even the people who are alive, the ones in my family that I don't speak to, I don't have to be mad at them. I don't have to spend any time going over the past and having that. Do you ever have like a mock trial and you're like, everybody would be on my side. The truth is on my side. Well, if you know that, you'll learn to find a way to live with the fact that even if nobody else knows that but you, that's okay. And when your pain gets to be too much about those broken relationships, you'll find ways to divert that and redirect your feelings. And usually I have found that comes in the form of helping people. That's how you get out of your own head. So if you go in there liking yourself, you go home, and even the people that are difficult, maybe you can find something to appreciate about them. If nothing else, everybody you look at, best case scenario, is going to get old and sick and die. And that should level the playing field for all of us. If this were the last day of my life, would this matter? Sometimes I think of that. And I have come to these conclusions from almost dying. I remember one time when I almost died, and my son was almost 4 years old. No, he had just turned 4 years old, I think. And I remember, I'm going to use the light of my laptop, sorry. I remember thinking, at first, this is horrible, I can't die, I have a young boy. And then, yeah, he was 4 because it was the eve of the millennial. And then I remember as I got sicker and sicker during the night, I started to really feel like I was disconnecting. And I had a feeling come over me that everything was going to be okay, and that all of those things that hurt me, or the people I thought, owed me an apology, all of those things didn't matter. I remember thinking, even people who weren't nice to me, if they come to my funeral, so what? Let them. It doesn't matter. I'm even with the house. And so when I find myself getting caught up in unimportant things and sweating the small things, I remind myself, if this was the last day of my life, would I care about this? And so I hope that this ramble that I just did can help somebody. If you happen to be struggling with going home, facing relatives, and doing all of those things, you only have to be in the moment right here and right now. Enjoy people, enjoy the food. Try not to get too upset when they interrupt you, because they will. Enjoy people's company to the best of your ability. For those of you who don't even know what I'm talking about, good for you. Great. You come from a fine, functional family. Many of us are different functional, not necessarily dysfunctional, but different functional. And some of us are just dysfunctional. So I just wanted to put that out there in case it helps somebody get in this mode of, just remember, don't let yourself, if you find yourself getting anxious over the holidays or depressed over the holidays, don't. And make sure that you don't look too far ahead. And that's why I don't like New Year's resolutions. I'll close on that thought. Every single day is a new day. You don't have to worry about a new year. And thinking too far ahead can cause worries and anxieties that you don't need to have. So try living in the moment. Try living for now. Don't give yourself a deadline. Set small personal goals for yourself, and make sure you have something to look forward to, even if it's a bath and a book that you've been looking forward to, some alone time, even if it's something little. Have something to look forward to. If you need to, if you find anxiety is getting to you so badly, at one point before, when I was struggling with this kind of thing, I wrote myself a list of my happy thoughts, things that just instantly made me feel happy. And it could be something I was looking forward to, or something that I found to be one of the top experiences of life. This might sound corny, but I like being in a movie theater when the lights go down and the movie's about to start. And maybe I paid a little extra for the good seats, the comfortable seats in the XD or whatever. That is one of life's greatest moments. And so sometimes when you have to get away from all of the other noise and traffic that's going on in your head, then I think that a good thing to do is to go to that happy list or remind yourself of the simple things that you like, because those things will exist and anything unpleasant will pass and be fleeting. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. It's only day 9. Look how deep we got. Hopefully my next video will be something a little more superficial, shall we say? I don't know. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thank you so much if you've watched this far. I really do appreciate you. I was so touched by all the cards I got. There's still time to send a card. If you want to get a card from me, you can DM me an address if you'd like me to send you a Christmas card with a little note. Again, thank you and good night.